Today on Land Survey Learn, we explore the level loop.
Okay, Mike, I've got my first reading on the starting benchmark, BMA. It's 4.520 feet. Now walk me through exactly how we document this run in your field book structure.
Nice. I was wondering if you were going to read to the thousandth of a foot. You bet, Candice. The key to leveling is systematic notes. Let's look at this book of yours. First things first, the header. Fill out crew, project, date right now. It seems basic, but in 6 months you'll thank me. Are you filling out your new level book?
Yes, I just bought it off of Amazon.
Is that the Land Survey Level Notes and Sketches, the orange one with the hard cover so you can actually write on something solid?
That's the one.
I really like that particular book. It allows you to run a level loop and draft a quick sketch all in the same book. We will leave an Amazon link in the description.
Always thinking of the viewers.
Right. Now, row 1, this is our starting point. In the first column, station, write BMA. This is our first benchmark. Then, in the last column, ELV, write our known starting elevation, 100.000.
Okay, BMA, ELV 100.000, and my reading of 4.520. Where does that go?
That's a backsite, or BS+, as your form puts it. A backsite is always taken on a point of known elevation to establish the height of our instrument. Write that 4.520 in the BS+ column on the BMA row.
Okay, 4.520 in BS plus on the row under BMA.
Now for the first calculation, the height of instrument, or HI. To get this, we add your known elevation to your backsite reading. The math is simple. HI equals elevation plus BS. So 100.000 plus 4.520. Write that total, 104.520, in the HI column on the BMA row. This establishes the elevation of our instrument's line of sight for the first setup.
Okay, so I now know the HI for my current setup. I've set my turning point 1, TP1. Let me get a reading on it. Okay, reading on TP1 is 3.110.
Good. Now pay attention. Your reading of 3.110 on TP1 is a foresight, or FS-. A foresight is taken on a point of unknown elevation to determine its height. This goes on the next row.
The next row? Why?
Because it's a new station. In the first column of the next row, write TP1. This is our new point. Then, on that same row, in the FS column, write your reading of 3.110.
Okay, row 2, station TP1, foresight 3.110.
Now the next calculation. To get the elevation of TP1, we subtract the foresight from our current HI. Think of it as elevation equals HI minus FS. So on row 2, your equation is 104.520 minus 3.110. Calculate that and write the result, 101.410, in the ELV column on the TP1 row.
Elevation TP1 is 101.410. Got it. Now, what do I do to continue the run?
You need a new HI for this second setup on TP1. You take a new backsite reading on the same TP1 rod position you just foresighted. This will let you calculate your next HI.
Okay, I pick up the level and move it past TP1. New setup. Okay, it is level. I'm set up again. New reading on TP1 is 5.670.
Excellent. That 5.670 on TP1 is a new backsite. Where does that go?
Okay, I just established the elevation for TP1, so this new backsite goes in the BS column on the same row as TP1. Writing 5.670 in BS plus on row 2.
Perfect. This confirms your understanding of the process. You now have the information needed to calculate the next HI for your second setup. What do?
It's elevation plus backside. 101.410 plus 5.670 equals 107.080. I write that 107.080 in the HI column on row 2. This is my new instrument height.
Exactly. The process just repeats now. New HI, new turning points, calculate new elevations. Continue this all the way until you foresight back onto your starting benchmark. The entire field note reduction is just a chain of these small systematic calculations. The key is putting the numbers in the right column and on the right row.
This makes total sense. Backsight on point of known elevation gives you HI. HI minus foresight on turning point gives you the new point's elevation. Repeats until you close. Thanks, Mike. This field note systematic is crystal clear. Okay, I'm taking my foresight on the new station, TP2. The reading is 4.080.
You know the drill. Next row, station TP2. Foresight, 4.080. Now calculate the elevation.
Okay, my current HI is 107.08. Minus the foresight of 4.080 gives me exactly 103.000 for the elevation of TP2. Now I pick up the level and move it past TP2 for my third setup and take a new backsight on TP2. Okay, backsight on TP2 is 5.000, so elevation 103.000 plus backsight 5.000 equals my new HI, 108.000.
Smooth. Let's do one more turning point before we head home.
Setting up TP3, foresight is 6.000. New row, TP3. HI 108.000 minus foresight 6.000 makes the elevation for TP3 102.000. Moving the level again. My new backsight on TP3 is 4.355, so elevation 102.000 plus backsight 4.355
Gives me my final HI of 106.355.
We are ready to close back onto our starting point.
Excellent. The rod band is now holding on our original starting point, BMA. Let's see how well you walk this loop.
Taking the final foresight on BMA.
Reading is 6.335. Document it. Next row down, write BMA again. For the station, put 6.335 in the FS column. Now calculate your closing elevation. My final HI is 106.355 minus the final foresight, 6.335.
We closed at 100.020. We missed by 0.02 of a foot.
A misclosure of positive 020. First things first, do the page check at the bottom of your form. Add up all your backsides and add up all your foresights.
Okay,
Sum of BS is 19.545. Sum of FS is 19.525.
the difference between the sums is plus 0.02. The difference between my starting and ending elevation is also plus 0.02. The math is verified. No calculation errors.
Good. Now we address the physical error. An error of 0.020 over 4 setups is well within standard allowable tolerances for a run like this, but we can't leave it hanging. We have to balance the books. That's what that ADJELV column is for.
We distribute the error, right? Since we ended up 0.020 too high, we have to subtract 0.020 to bring our final BMA back down to its true 100.
Exactly. We apply a total correction of negative 0.020, and we do it cumulatively based on the number of instrument setups. We had 4 setups in total to get back to the start. If you divide the negative 0.020 total correction by 4 setups, what do you get?
Negative 0.020 divided by 4 equals negative 0.005 per setup.
So we apply that cumulative correction. TP1 gets adjusted down by 0.005, giving an adjusted elevation of 101.405. TP2 gets adjusted down by 0.010, resulting in 102.990. TP3 gets adjusted by 0.115, dropping to 101.985. And finally, BMA gets the full 0.020 adjustment, bringing us right back to our true starting elevation of 100.000.
And that, folks, is how you run, record, and adjust a proper level loop. Clean, systematic, and transparent.
Thank you for watching.
Please like if you learned anything. This channel is dedicated to teaching its watchers land surveying. Please comment if there is a land survey topic you would like to learn about, and subscribe for more videos.